video we're going to be learning how to crochet this granny square that looks like a traditional granny square but it isn't. So this is a traditional granny square. You've probably seen them online and it was probably one of the first things you learned to crochet when you were a beginner crocheter. However, it is different to the square we're going to be learning today. So these granny squares are both made using the same size crochet hook and the same size yarn, but as you can see, the square on the left, the traditional granny square, has much bigger what I call granny groups, those groups of 3 double crochets, than the square we're going to be learning today. So let's go ahead and learn this alternative to a traditional granny square. So before we get started, I just want to talk about magic rings. So if you've watched my tutorial on how to crochet the perfect granny square with 7 tips, my first tip is to never use a magic ring at the centre of your granny square because they're at risk of coming open. However, if we don't use a magic ring for this square, the centre of it can get quite bulky. So I am going to be using a magic ring for this square, but because I'm going to be using a magic ring for the square, we need to make sure that we're weaving in that end at the centre of the granny square really well, and back and forth across the same area at least 3 times, maybe running your needle around the centre of the square. I should also say, if you've never made a traditional granny square before you're going to try this tutorial, I recommend starting with that. So I'll link my video for how to crochet the perfect granny square up on your screen here and also down in the description. So I really hate the traditional magic ring, so I prefer to do something called a double magic ring. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So I'm going to take my first finger and I'm going to take my yarn, I'm going to wrap it around my first finger 3 times like that, put my middle finger next to my first finger just to hold those loops loosely in place. Next, take your crochet hook and put it under those first 2 wraps of yarn, grab the 3rd wrap with your hook and pull it under those first 2 wraps like that. Now gently remove that double magic ring from your finger. So this magic ring is more secure because we've got 2 strands that make it up. That means we need to do an extra step when we close the magic ring at the end of round 1, and I will take you through that step by step. So we're going to start round 1 by making 1 chain. Like that. That chain does not count as a stitch. Next we're going to work 2 half double crochets into our magic ring. So yarn over, hook into the magic ring under both of those loops there, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should now have 3 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that's our first half double crochet made. And again, yarn over, hook into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Next we're going to make a corner space just like we do in a traditional granny square by chaining 2. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Next work 2 more half double crochets into that magic ring. So there's 1 half double crochet and 2 half double crochets. Then we're going to make another corner space, so 2 chains, 1, 2, and another 2 half double crochets into the magic ring. So 1, 2. And we're going to do that one more time, so make 2 chains for a corner, then 2 half double crochets into the ring. 1, 2. So before we continue any further, it's time for us to close up this massive hole at the centre of our square, because at the minute it doesn't really look like a square, does it? So like I said earlier, with the double magic ring we have an extra step. So before I pull on this yarn tail, I'm going to make sure I can clearly see both these 2 strands of my magic ring here. I'm going to pull on my yarn end, so not my working yarn, my yarn end, and one of those strands of yarn is going to tighten. So watch them. You see that one that's moving there, this one here that's gotten tighter? I'm now going to grab it and pull it down here whilst holding my crochet down here, and that will cause this strand of yarn to tighten. So I'm going to pull there. Can you see how that other strand of yarn is tightening? I'm going to give that a good pull, get it nice and tight, and then I've got this big loop of yarn to get rid of that. Now pull on your yarn tail like that. So now we've got something that looks a little bit more like a square. So for this square, I like to change colours every round, but if you are wanting to go ahead and keep the same colour for this square for more than one round, for example, you're just going to do a solid granny square like this, I recommend doing your corners just like I show in my one colour granny square tutorial that I will also link up on the screen and down in the description for you. So to finish off this round, I'm going to do 2 chains, 1, 2, and then here, because we didn't count our starting chain as that first stitch, that means we can do something called an invisible join here to make sure that this looks completely seamless. So to do an invisible join, I'm going to snip my yarn tail. I'm going to leave it long enough to weave in later. Then I'm going to use my crochet hook to pull that yarn tail through that second chain of our final corner here. Then thread it onto a yarn needle. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to identify where this first stitch is, that's here. And you could have, rather than doing an invisible join, you can slip stitch in the top of that stitch there, but I prefer an invisible join, like I say in my 7 tips for perfect granny squares video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the next stitch here, so that's there. I'm going to go under both loops at the top of the stitch with my needle like that. And I'm going to pull that yarn tail through. I'm not going to pull really tight here, I just want that stretch of yarn here to match all the other front loops of the stitch. Then I'm going to take my yarn needle and go through the back loop only of that second chain, so just there, and I'm going to go through. And again, I'm not going to pull really tightly. So that's my invisible join done, but I like to do one more step at this point. I'm going to turn my square over, I'm just going to pick up a couple of loops over here just to give it a little bit more friction until we can come back and weave this end in properly at the end of our granny square. So we're now ready for round 2. So just like in that 7 tips for perfect granny squares video, we are going to be turning at the end of every round. So I'm going to turn my granny square over, so I'm looking at the back, and this stops something called skewing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these chain 2 spaces that isn't the one where we've got this yarn tail coming out. So I'm going to pick one of these and put my crochet hook into it. I'm just going to go to the one opposite here, put my crochet into that chain 2 space there. Then I'm going to grab my next colour of yarn, lay it over the top of my crochet hook like this, and pull a loop through. So I've left a tail here that's long enough for me to weave in later. I like 5 or 6 inches, maybe more. Yeah, and then just like in that other granny square video, we're gonna not really, but kind of secure this yarn tail so it's not moving around and opening up the stitch too much. So I'm going to take that yarn tail and lay it over the top of my crochet hook like that. I'm then going to tuck it down here out the way, and we're actually going to ignore that loop on the hook there, because when we make our first chain it's going to give that yarn tail a bit of friction so it doesn't move anywhere. So to start row 2, chain 1, that does not count as a stitch. Next we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the same chain 2 space. So yarn over, hook into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. There's our first half double crochet, and then we're going to make another one like that. So that's our first group of 2 half double crochets made, and we're going to skip the next 2 stitches just like we do on a normal granny square, and into the next corner space we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So immediately, there's no chain here between the groups, I'm just going in and doing 2 half double crochets. Next, make a corner of 2 chains, 1, 2, and then work 2 more half double crochets into the same space. So 1, 2. And what we've made there is our corner group, so that's what I like to call the group of stitches that were worked into the corners of granny squares. So for this granny square, our corner group is always 2 half double crochets, 2 chains and 2 half double crochets. So next we're going to skip the next 2 stitches again, and we're going to find our corner chain here, and into that space we're going to work another corner group. So 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, 2 chains, and 2 more half double crochets into that chain 2 space. And then we're going to repeat that one more time into the next chain 2 space here. So 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, 2 chains, 1, 2, and then 2 more half double crochets when I've pulled up my yarn right and back. So yeah, 2 more half double crochets into that space. 1, 2. So now the next corner space should be where we joined our yarn colour at the beginning of the round. So we've already got 2 half double crochets in that chain 2 space, so we need to make another 2 here. So 1, 2, then make 2 chains for our final corner. Then I showed you how to do the invisible join at the end of the last round. You can do that again here, but I know some people don't like doing that, so I'll show you how we do a slip stitch instead for this bit. So into this top of this stitch here, so under those 2 loops there, I'm going to work a slip stitch like that, and then give that a really good pull to make it nice and tight. Then you can snip your yarn and pull that yarn tail through that slip stitch. Again, it's completely personal preference if you do the invisible join or slip stitch joins at the end of your rounds for this square. So now let's join a new colour, and then we'll move on to round 3. So again, we're going to join our colour in one of those chain 2 corner spaces. I'm going to pick one that isn't the one where we just fastened off. I'm going to pick a different one. So let's go for this one, and I'm also going to turn my square over because we're turning at the end of every round on this granny square. Not only does it give us a really nice texture, because the back of half double crochets have a lovely texture, it also stops that skewing that we talked about earlier. So to join our next colour, put your hook into the chain 2 space, then grab your next colour of yarn and lay it over your crochet hook and pull up a loop. Again, I'm going to do that little trick I've got where I take my yarn tail, I wrap it over the top of my crochet hook and then down behind my work, just so I can semi-secure it at the start of row 3. So to start round 3, make 1 chain, ignoring that stretch of yarn we put over our crochet hook, so there. Then work 2 half double crochets into the same corner space. So 1, 2. So next we're going to look across and we're going to find the space between the 2 groups of 2 half double crochets. There's a space there. Can you see that opened up there where my finger's poking through? And into that space we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So in there, 1, 2. And then our next space is a corner space, so we're going to work that corner group into it, the same corner group from round 2. So 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, then 2 more half double crochets into the same chain 2 space, 1, 2. And then we're going to repeat this around. So I'm going to look across and see where the space is between the next 2 groups, so that space there, and I'm going to work 2 half double crochets into it like that, and then into the corner space I work that corner group again, so 2 half doubles, 2 chains, 2 half doubles. So repeat that around, and then I'll meet you over here and I'll show you how we fasten off this round and move up into round 4. So I'm almost at the end of the round, and I'm going to finish off this corner group here by making 2 half double crochets into that corner space, just like we did at the end of round 2, and then 2 chains. And then it's your choice here if you want to do an invisible join or a slip stitch. I'm just going to do a slip stitch because it's a bit quicker for this tutorial. I'm just going to do a slip stitch there. and then fasten off. And then we're ready for round 4, but we're going to change colours first. So I'm going to turn my crochet square over, pick a space that doesn't have very many ends coming out of it. So we're going to go for this corner space here. I'm going to join my yarn here exactly like we did previously. Then we'll move on to round 4. To start round 4, make 1 chain. Then we're going to work 2 half double crochets back into the corner space. 1, 2. So now I'm going to show you how to work all future rounds at the same time as I work round 4. Just like a granny square, as the granny square grows, you're going to have more groups across the sides of your squares, but your corner groups are always going to stay the same. So in the last round, in round 3, we had 1 group along the side of the square between our corner groups, so that group of 2 half double crochets. In round 4, we're going to have 2 groups across the side, and as your square gets bigger and bigger and bigger, just like this one, the number of groups along the side of your square increases by 1 each round, just like with a traditional granny square. So I'm going to go ahead and find the next space and work those groups of 2 half double crochets. There's my first group of 2 half double, and then we're going to do another group between the next 2 squares of 2 half double crochets, and then your corner group, and then you work your 2 half double crochets along until you get to a corner and do the corner group. Then you're going to keep going like that, round and round and round, until your square is the size you want it to be, like this square. So if you're wanting to get the same rainbow effect of this square is, I started off with purple in the middle, and then on every even round, so every other round, so rounds 2, 4, 6, 8, etc., I used the same like light neutral coloured square and slowly worked my way through a rainbow of colours. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've got loads more granny square tutorials that I'll link up on your screen now, and I'll see you again next week for another crochet tutorial.